Hello, my name is Chelsea Merrick, and thank you so much for joining me on today's video. I'm here on behalf of Community Works, who has decided to continue student enrichment through virtual learning. Just a little bit about myself. I am a third grade social studies teacher who understands the importance of giving students opportunities to explore the different domains of social studies. Today we're going to be focusing on how to understand how to identify features on a globe. A globe is a rounded object that represents the Earth. It shows things like land masses, like continents, countries, states, and also bodies of water, like oceans, rivers, and lakes. The Earth is split into four sections. Those four sections are called hemispheres. There's a northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, western hemisphere, and the eastern hemisphere. The Earth is divided into these sections, or hemispheres, by two imaginary lines, the equator and the prime meridian. Today we are going to create a craft that shows us the hemispheres and the imaginary lines that create them. This is the craft we're going to be making today. It's representative of a globe. Again, it shows the four hemispheres and the two imaginary lines that create them. So please stay tuned so that we can create this craft together. For this craft, you are going to need a couple of materials. The first thing you are going to need is a paper plate with a flat side, construction paper, glue. I'm using a glue stick. You can use liquid glue or you can use tape if you don't have glue. 2 markers, scissors, 2 crayons, a green crayon, and a blue crayon. Now that we have our materials, let's get started. The first thing you are going to do is you are going to take out 2 sheets of construction paper, and they need to be 2 different colors. I have a red paper and an orange paper. After you have your 2 pieces out, you are going to cut a small line, a little less than an inch in width, across the paper. After you cut your 2 strips out, it should look like this. Now take your paper plate, your glue, and your 2 strips of paper, and you are going to glue the strips in a T on your paper plate. So you're going to take the first strip and put glue all over it. And then on your paper plate, you are going to glue it from top to bottom, like this. And you'll notice your strip may be a little long, so you're just going to trim that off and then stick the rest down. If it's not sticking, just apply a little more glue underneath the strip. You're going to do the exact same thing with the other strip, except you're going to do it from left to right. After that is complete, you should have something like this. Now, remember we said a globe shows land masses. We know on Earth there are 7 continents. So in each of these sections, we're going to draw a rough draft of a landmass. So take a marker, and you need to draw just an outline of a landmass. And you're going to do that in all 4 sections. And it should look like this after you're done. Here is where we're going to shade in our land masses and our bodies of water. So we know that the earth is covered in water as well as landmass. So in the middle of your paper plate, everywhere that there is white space, you are going to shade in with the color blue to represent water. And just to show you what it should look like, it should look like this. And again, you're going to do that to all sections that have white space. Leave the rim of the paper plate blank because we are going to write on those later. After your water is shaded in, this is how it should look. Now with the remaining white space for our land masses, we are going to fill in with our green crayon. So take some time to fill that in. After your bodies of water and your land masses are colored in, it should look like this. Now we are going to work to identify these imaginary lines that divide the earth into these hemispheres. The line that runs from north to south is what's called the prime meridian. So on this strip of paper, we are going to write prime meridian. And after you label it, it should look like this. The prime meridian divides the earth into two halves. The line that runs from west to east is called the equator. So on your next strip, you are going to write the word equator. And it should look like this. Now we are going to identify our four hemispheres. Of course, the top hemisphere is called the northern hemisphere. So on the rim of your paper plate, write the word northern. At the bottom is our southern hemisphere. So on the rim at the bottom, put southern. Over here to the west, it's called our western hemisphere. Write the word western. And then over here is our eastern hemisphere. So write the word eastern. After you label your four hemispheres, your equator, and the prime meridian, your craft should look like this. On our model of a globe, let's identify where Louisiana would be so that we can see what two hemispheres Louisiana is located in. So at the top left section, you are going to put a star on that landmass. Take a moment to think about what two hemispheres is Louisiana located in using this craft. If you look closely, Louisiana is located in the northern hemisphere, that is everything north of the equator, and it's located in the western hemisphere, that is everything located to the west of the prime meridian. So because Louisiana is here, it is located in the western and northern hemispheres. The final question I want you to think about using your craft is, what are the two imaginary lines that split the earth into hemispheres? What are the two imaginary lines that split the earth into hemispheres? And you can use your craft to answer that question. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. I hope that you enjoyed yourself and that you learned something new. Please be sure to check back with me for the next video. Bye.